Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program, where today we're diving into a mix of intriguing developments and stories that have caught our eye. First up, we're looking at how Beijing is ramping up the pressure on Taiwan with an interesting blend of military flybys and conciliatory trade gestures as William Lai's inauguration approaches. It's a classic carrot and stick approach that's raising eyebrows across the strait. Next, we're stepping back in time to explore the glories of Guangzhou's Huaixing Mosque, one of China's oldest mosques with a fascinating, yet doubtful, origin story. It's a tale that highlights Hong Kong's efforts to attract Middle Eastern investment, trade, and tourists, while also pointing to a broader lack of awareness about the region's own Islamic history. Lastly, we're taking a look at the rocky start for Hong Kong's newly launched cryptocurrency ETFs. Despite high hopes, these ETFs have struggled to attract interest amid a slumping Bitcoin price and low trading volumes. It's a bumpy beginning for what many hoped would be a vibrant new sector in Hong Kong's financial market. Please stay tuned for more detailed content. In the intricate tapestry of international relations and cultural exchanges, recent developments have underscored the dynamic interplay between power, sports, and history. From the tense political atmosphere surrounding Taiwan to the inspiring collaboration in the swimming pools of Hong Kong and the rich Islamic heritage of Guangzhou, these stories reflect a world in constant flux, navigating the challenges of diplomacy, competition, and cultural recognition. The South China Morning Post reports a significant uptick in pressure from Beijing on Taiwan as the inauguration of the island's incoming president, William Lai Ching-te, draws near. Observers have noted a strategic blend of military intimidation and diplomatic overtures aimed at Taiwan. A particularly alarming move saw 12 People's Liberation Army aircraft executing the closest ever flyby to Taiwan disclosed to the public, sparking fears of a potential decapitation strike. This military maneuvering is juxtaposed with Beijing's announcement to ease travel restrictions to Taiwan and resume the import of several Taiwanese food products. This mixed approach of conciliation and intimidation is seen by critics as Beijing's carrot and stick strategy, aiming to coerce Taiwan into accepting reunification with mainland China. This development marks a further deterioration in cross-strait relations since the election of Tsai Ing-wen from the independence-leaning Democratic Progressive Party as Taiwan's president 8 years ago. In a lighter vein, the world of sports offers a story of cross-cultural collaboration and personal ambition. The South China Morning Post highlights the unique partnership between Estonian swimmer Gregor Zirk and Hong Kong's Siobhan Haughey. Zirk, in pursuit of better and more affordable training facilities, relocated to Hong Kong, where he now trains alongside Haughey. Their partnership in the pool is described as mutually beneficial, with Zirk suggesting that training together has added a little spark to Haughey's preparation for the Paris Olympics. This story of international cooperation and personal improvement in the realm of sports stands in stark contrast to the geopolitical tensions elsewhere. Meanwhile, the historical narrative of Guangzhou's Huaixing Mosque, as reported by the South China Morning Post, offers a glimpse into the deep-rooted Islamic heritage in China. Built in the 7th century by Muslim merchants from the Arab world and Persia, the Huaixing Mosque is among the oldest mosques in China and remains a beacon of Islamic faith and culture. Despite its significance, there's a noted lack of awareness about Islam in Hong Kong, alongside a scarcity of halal food establishments. This oversight highlights the broader issue of cultural recognition and understanding, even as regions like Hong Kong seek to attract investment, trade, and tourists from the Middle East. These stories, spanning the spectrum from geopolitical maneuvering and sports partnerships to historical cultural heritage, underscore the complexities of our modern world. They reflect the ongoing struggles for power and influence, the unifying potential of shared goals and endeavors, and the importance of acknowledging and preserving the rich tapestry of human history and culture. As we navigate these challenges, the lessons learned from each of these narratives can guide us towards a more cooperative, competitive, and culturally aware global community. In the intricate dance of global economics, countries often find themselves at a crossroads, learning from each other's missteps and triumphs. China, a titan of industry and an economic powerhouse, is currently facing a scenario reminiscent of Japan's decades-long struggle with debt deflation. According to the South China Morning Post, China's recent economic indicators signal a cautionary tale. With GDP growth at a modest 5.3% in Q1 2022, spearheaded by industrial and manufacturing investments, the underlying numbers reveal a more concerning narrative. A decline in industrial profits by 3.5% and a notable dip in consumer and producer price indexes suggest a deflationary environment, exacerbated by weak domestic consumption and a decrease in exports by 7.5%. This scenario, mirroring Japan's past economic woes, highlights the critical need for China to address its excess supply problem and stimulate domestic demand to avert a similar fate of prolonged economic stagnation. Meanwhile, Hong Kong, a city renowned for its vibrant financial sector, faces its own set of challenges. As the South China Morning Post points out, the city's allure as an international financial hub is waning among investors from emerging markets, who are deterred by high operating costs and a scarcity of suitable talent. The competitive landscape for tech talent is particularly fierce, with 76% of technology hiring managers struggling to fill positions. To maintain its edge, Hong Kong must embrace a more inclusive and innovative identity, fostering an environment that attracts a diverse pool of talent and capital investment. This pivot towards embracing diversity and multiculturalism is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic necessity for Hong Kong to retain its status as a global financial leader. Adding another layer to Hong Kong's challenges, the city's recent ban on single-use plastics has sparked discontent among mainland Chinese tourists. The South China Morning Post reports that tourists have voiced complaints about being charged for toiletries now packaged in non-plastic alternatives, accusing some hotels of profiteering. The transition, aimed at reducing plastic waste, has been met with confusion and frustration by guests who were not adequately informed of the changes. This situation underscores the delicate balance between environmental initiatives and customer satisfaction, highlighting the need for clearer communication and more sustainable alternatives that do not compromise on convenience or incur additional costs for consumers. These narratives, while distinct, share a common thread: the need for adaptability and foresight in navigating the complexities of modern economies. Whether it's China learning from Japan's economic history, Hong Kong redefining its financial identity, or the hospitality industry balancing sustainability with customer expectations, the message is clear. Embracing change, fostering innovation, and prioritizing inclusivity are not just strategies for growth, but survival in an ever-evolving global landscape. As these stories unfold, they offer valuable lessons in resilience, adaptability, and the importance of anticipating the needs and challenges of tomorrow. In an era where the allure of the new constantly beckons, Jurlic, a seasoned player in the beauty industry, is making a strategic pivot to captivate the hearts and wallets of millennials. As reported by the Sydney Morning Herald, this Australian skincare brand, renowned for its devotion to all-natural and botanical products, is undergoing a refreshing transformation. With a legacy spanning nearly 4 decades, Jurlic is not merely resting on its laurels, but is actively reimagining its brand to resonate with a younger, more discerning audience. This demographic, characterized by their disposable income and a penchant for premium skincare solutions, is at the forefront of Jurlic's marketing endeavors. The brand's approach is not fleeting. Instead, it's aiming for long-term sustainable momentum by weaving influencer marketing into its strategy. This move signifies Jurlic's commitment to evolving with its consumers, ensuring that the essence of the brand remains relevant and appealing in a rapidly changing market landscape. Meanwhile, as the luxury hospitality sector continues to dazzle with its innovations, the South China Morning Post brings us exciting news from the Galaxy Macau. This destination, already celebrated for housing the world's largest collection of five-star hotels under one roof, is set to welcome a new jewel to its crown, Capella Macau. Slated for a grand opening in mid-2025, this luxury hotel promises an unparalleled guest experience, boasting 57 suites and 36 distinctive sky villas. These accommodations, masterfully designed by the Paris-based firm Moynard Betail, are poised to redefine opulence with amenities such as butler pantries, games lounges, karaoke rooms, and private cocktail bars. The design inspiration draws from Macau's verdant landscapes and subtropical climate, ensuring that each suite and villa immerses guests in an environment that harmonizes luxury with nature. Adding to the allure, Capella Macau will feature a restaurant helmed by Michelin-starred chef Vicky Chung, promising culinary adventures that are as memorable as they are delicious. On a different note, the South China Morning Post highlights a refreshing trend that's brewing in Hong Kong. As the summer heat intensifies, mainland China's lemon tea chains are setting their sights on quenching the thirst of Hong Kongers. With brands like Lam Hyung Ling and Joe's Cha making their foray into the bustling city, the landscape of beverage options is becoming increasingly vibrant. These establishments are not merely introducing a new drink option, they're tapping into Hong Kong's deep-rooted tea culture, offering a modern twist on a traditional favorite. However, the journey into Hong Kong's competitive market is not without its challenges. High operational costs, including rent, utilities, and labor, pose significant hurdles. Despite these obstacles, success stories such as Hey Tea and Nayuki demonstrate the potential for growth and acceptance among Hong Kong's discerning consumers. The enduring popularity of lemon tea in the city underscores a cultural affinity for tea and a collective expectation for quality that these new entrants are eager to meet. Each of these narratives, from Jurlich's strategic brand refresh to Capella Macau's anticipated luxury experience and the lemon tea invasion of Hong Kong, illustrates the dynamic nature of consumer markets. Whether it's skincare, hospitality, or the simple pleasure of a refreshing beverage, the key to capturing and retaining consumer interest lies in innovation, understanding cultural nuances, and an unwavering commitment to quality. As these brands navigate their respective industries, their efforts to adapt and appeal to evolving consumer preferences offer valuable insights into the strategies that drive success in today's competitive landscape. In the bustling financial hub of Hong Kong, the introduction of cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds, ETFs, was met with less enthusiasm than anticipated, as reported by the South China Morning Post. Amidst the fluctuating tides of the global crypto market, these newly launched ETFs encountered a bumpy start, marked by slumping Bitcoin prices and low trading volumes. Despite the city's efforts to embrace the digital currency wave, the first 4 days of trading saw a modest turnover, with 3 Bitcoin ETFs witnessing 43 million Hong Kong dollars, $5.5 million, in trades on Friday, and 3 spot Ether ETFs recording a mere 5.5 million Hong Kong dollars in volume. This was a significant drop from the nearly 67 million Hong Kong dollars traded for the Bitcoin ETFs on their inaugural day on the Hong Kong exchange. The tepid response to these ETFs underscores the challenges facing the cryptocurrency market, as investors remain cautious amid price volatility and regulatory uncertainties. Turning our gaze to the geopolitical arena, the BBC sheds light on a more ominous development. North Korean weapons are reportedly finding their way to the Ukrainian battlefield, with dire implications for global security. According to Conflict Armament Research, CAR, North Korea has been clandestinely acquiring vital weapons components, assembling missiles, and shipping them to Russia, where they are then deployed against Ukraine. This revelation emerged from an analysis of a missile that crashed into a building in Kharkiv, revealing parts manufactured in the US and Europe. Despite denials from Russia and North Korea, evidence suggests a burgeoning military collaboration between the two, violating sanctions and raising concerns about North Korea's growing leverage in the arms trade. This development not only exacerbates the conflict in Ukraine but also signals a potential shift in the global arms market, with North Korea poised to become a significant supplier to the China-Russia-Iran bloc. Meanwhile, in the serene waters of South Australia's Eyre Peninsula, a local mussel farming business faces an existential threat, as reported by the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Mark Andrews, the general manager of Yumba Mussel Holdings, voices concerns over the proposed construction of a desalination plant in the region, which could jeopardize the survival of mussel larvae in the surrounding bays. Accounting for approximately 60% of Australia's mussel production, the company's operations hinge on the delicate balance of the marine ecosystem. The potential impact of the desalination plant on the natural larvae, and consequently on the aquaculture sector, remains an unsettling unknown. Despite consultations with SA Water, the agency behind the project, the future of this vital industry hangs in the balance, highlighting the complex interplay between environmental sustainability and economic development. From the volatile realm of cryptocurrency in Hong Kong to the shadowy arms trade fueling conflict in Ukraine, and the environmental dilemmas facing Australian aquaculture, these stories weave a tapestry of global challenges that transcend borders and sectors. Each narrative, while unique in its context, underscores the intricate connections that bind our world together, reminding us of the unforeseen consequences that can arise from the intersection of technology, geopolitics, and environmental stewardship. As we navigate these turbulent waters, the need for vigilance, cooperation, and sustainable solutions has never been more critical. In the captivating world of cinema and the unpredictable whims of Mother Nature, two stories from the South China Morning Post stand out, each showcasing different facets of Hong Kong's vibrant culture and environmental challenges. The first tale takes us back to the glitzy era of the 1970s with The Man from Hong Kong, a film that encapsulates the essence of action, martial arts, and the suave espionage reminiscent of James Bond. This cinematic gem stars the martial arts legend Jimmy Wang Yu as a debonair Hong Kong super cop on a mission in Sydney to extradite a notorious Chinese drug dealer. However, when the dealer meets an untimely end, Wang Yu's character decides to take matters into his own hands, delving deeper into the criminal underworld to capture the mastermind behind the drug organization. This film, co-produced by Hong Kong's Golden Harvest Studio and filmed in the scenic landscapes of Australia, is a testament to the era's fascination with blending Eastern martial arts prowess with the Western allure of spy thrillers. Choreographed by the legendary Sammo Hung Cambo, the film's martial arts sequences are a spectacle of grace and power, while the death-defying stunts, orchestrated by Australian stuntman Grant Page, add a layer of raw adrenaline to the mix. Despite its initial success, The Man from Hong Kong languished in obscurity for decades before being rediscovered as a nostalgic treasure, highlighting the untapped international potential of its star, Jimmy Wang Yu, and the enduring appeal of 1970s cinema. On a different note, the second story plunges us into the contemporary issue of extreme weather events, as Hong Kong found itself besieged by torrential rain one fateful Saturday. This deluge, attributed to a trough of low pressure and upper air disturbances, unleashed over 400 millimeters of rainfall in parts of Tseung Kwan O and more than 200 millimeters in the eastern reaches of the city. The Hong Kong Observatory, vigilant in its duty, issued an amber rainstorm warning before the skies opened, escalating to a red rainstorm warning as the city grappled with the flooding. This event raises pressing questions about the role of global warming in exacerbating such extreme weather phenomena. While it's challenging to pinpoint the exact cause of any single rainstorm, the increasing frequency and severity of these events worldwide suggest a disturbing trend linked to the broader impacts of climate change. These two stories, though disparate in theme, both highlight aspects of Hong Kong's identity, one through the lens of its cinematic achievements and cultural exports, and the other through the lens of its vulnerability to global environmental changes. Whether it's the nostalgic allure of a 1970s action film or the stark reality of climate-induced weather anomalies, Hong Kong continues to captivate and challenge, reflecting both its rich heritage and its resilience in the face of adversity. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email,